Why are all the dukes from the north? Scientifically explained. Do you want a few examples? I can give you a few examples. This. This isn't a writing flaw, nor is it a lazy trope. This is science. In psychology, there's something called the status quo bias, which means there's a preference for the default option. Since all the dukes are already from the north, this becomes the default option for all of the other dukes. A compass defaults to pointing north, especially when they're represented in media. But what about the other three directions? South? We imagine beautiful beachside vacation does not account for the Duke's cold personality. A big no-no. What about the West? Well, this doesn't exactly scream fantasy manhwa. What about the East? What? So our only option is good old North. The Duke has a beefy resume of numerous wars, either with monsters or with a neighboring empire. Let's go back to the monsters for a second. Look at this. This reminds me of something. Wolves are from the north. Polar bears are from the north. These things scare the shit out of me. They're also from the north. Just look at this menace. He's from Alaska. If we want the Duke to be fighting monsters, we need to put him in a place where monsters actually exist, aka the north. Dukes have this longing desire to be the hottest guy around. He's got the money, the fame, the power. The only thing he needs now is a girl, specifically the main character. Now, his personality may be a little bit questionable. However, the second male lead, which just so happens to always be the prince, is actually a fan favorite. And the easiest way to look hot is to go live somewhere cold, so you look hotter in comparison. The north is a perfect place for a mediocre male lead to live, because no matter what, people will think he's hot. Where do I go? Left, where nothing is right? Or right, where nothing is left? Forward. Have you ever heard of the north wind? The wind is blowing from the north to the south. Wind often carries a lot of dust and bad aura. So if all of that gets blown away from the north, well then you know what that means. The north is a far superior place to establish a duke's estate. Not only because of the north wind, but also according to this article by Time, which may or may not be a joke website. This is a joke video, so consider this to be a reliable source. In the psychology of real estate, north is better than south. Real estate agents emphasize that the area is north because it's associated with wealth. And I think we've established that dukes are rich. It's all thanks to living in the north. But this also touches a little bit upon biology. The good thing about north is that it's also associated with height. Our Duke took it literally, applied the rule to his body, which is why he's always towering over the female lead. Another physical specialty is that they're cold-blooded. This is a genetic condition passed on from father to son ever since the existence of the very first Duke. Ever noticed how female leads either have red, pink, or blonde hair? These are all warm-toned colors. Color theory plays a role, explaining why Dukes are all so attracted like moths to a flame when it comes to the female lead. See, it takes a warm-blooded person to melt the heart of a cold-blooded Duke. If the Duke had lived in the south, he would not be cold-blooded and be warm-blooded instead. How in the world is he supposed to fall for the female lead if he's not attracted to her? Duke is essentially a rebranded prince. Still of royal blood, but give him the underdog story, the dead mother and or father. Assuming that the capital is in the center, if the dukedom was in the north, then it would be on top of the capital. On top. Anyways, I have a confession. I've read almost every Duke of the North manhwa out there, and I have no regrets.